You'll be shocked that most of the people failed because they made the choice to. And I will show you some of the things we do that make us become our own body. And there are a number of them, but I don't really have the time. Number one, negative perception. There are men that are very creative in the corridor of pessimism. Any idea you bring, the moment you mention it, they'll give you a million reasons why it can't work. They are programmed to only think failure and negative thoughts. You will think, oh, if they meet God, it will change. Even when God speaks, they will give God the reason why it won't work. You think it's a joke? Why did God destroy the Israelites in the wilderness? The people God called men of evil heart. Imagine God told them, this land I will give you. Guess what they said? Numbers 13:31. We are not able to go against the people. They are stronger than us. God, you inclusive. Why do I know that? God was working with them visibly. The Bible said the pillar of fire went before them in the night, and the pillar of cloud went before them in the day. So they saw God working with them visibly. Yet they said, these people are stronger than us. Your presence makes no difference. That's the problem with many. So when you see one man rise, he has overcome this limitation. David said, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. So why there's one man who says, even in the valley of the shadow of death, I will prosper. He said, you prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemy. A man knows that the presence of the enemies, the presence of death means nothing because God is there. But there's another man who sees ordinary men and say, your presence has no effect against these people. And you think it's those people in the wilderness. Some of them are among us here. They see a dream, they hear the voice of God, you preach what God is telling them. They feel goosebumps in their body. The moment they rise up, they say, this country, nothing they work. For Nigeria here, negative perception. So they are a limitation to themselves. And the hardest ones to deal with are the self-imposed ones. Because your will is what sanctions it. So even God becomes helpless. The only place where God is helpless is when he deals with men. Psalm 78 verse 41. The Bible said they turned back and tempted the Holy One of Israel and limited him. Because he allows the man the right of free will. So if the man uses it against God, he limits God. They tempted God and they limited. So men can make God powerless in their own lives. And one of the ways is through negative thoughts. You think anybody making impact today saw the end from the beginning? No. It's one step at a time. One step at a time. That's how we get to the destination. But what we will not allow are evil thoughts clogging our minds and hindering us from moving. That's why many times we go to God's presence to declutter the mind. Because things are choking our thoughts. This is why sometimes you hear us talking. We are countering thoughts. When you see great people, you think, these ones, they are living with angels. We fight the battles you fight. I told you my story. I was driving on the bridge, just about to enter Makodi. A voice told me, get down and jump in. I said, jump where? Jump where? Are you okay? Get behind me, Satan. You keep quiet. The day you quarrel with your wife, or the day business is not working, that voice that was a seed would have become a tree. You will see a man park his car, jump into the river. You say, but how? Imagine the car he parked. If that car alone is what he has, is a blessing. You don't know what was going on in the head. Demons were whispering, jumping. And the day when he was low, that day he saw reason with the demon. So we don't keep quiet. He said, casting down imagination and every high standing thing that opposes itself above the knowledge of God, bringing into captivity all things to the obedience of Christ. Number 2 is immaturity. Some men are so immature. They've not even heard God. They've told everybody. They are talkers. Doing nothing but talking. When God speaks to you, you take it back to his presence. Sit on the altar and have a confirmation and strategy for implementation. Allow your result to talk to people. Just talking everywhere, messing up their lives. Immaturity. So you see that even God can't do much with them. He said the heir, Galatians 4:1, so long as he's a child, is not different from a servant. He is supposed to be the Lord of all. So God has ordained him to be Lord, but he's living as a servant, and there's nothing God can do because he's immature, puerile in understanding. That's why you need to learn to grow. Learn wisdom from scripture. They meet a stranger today. He's my brother. He's my brother. In 2 days, he knows everything about them. And every 3 years, they are crying. Like giving guns to people to shoot them. When you come, they say it is well. It is well. Now, you have gone through one cycle 7 times. They can't go forward. They are immature. With their words, with their emotions, with their action. Emotion is all over the place. Because he's angry, starts shouting at everybody. I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody. Tomorrow he starts begging. The people he spoke to say, wait, you said it, I believe you. You don't need me. So every day you see them, they are starting all over. Have you not met people that every 6 months they have new ideas? They are starting new projects. They never finish anyone. Limitations. Then the barrier of sin and rebellion. Hebrews 12 verse 1 to 2. Because of your manifestation, you were the glory the Bible spoke of that made Jesus endure shame. But he said they cannot lay aside weights and sin that beset them. Those who run, who cover mileage, they lay aside sin and weights. Forgive for where? He has kept malice with one person for 7 years. Keep yourself for God. He said, no easy. It's not easy. He has slept with 20 people. And you are wondering why all the opportunities he has, no one is amounting to anything. He has squandered it. He said, I looked through my window, I saw a young man void of understanding. His feet is on the path to death, for he has gone the way of the harlot. For the harlot has told him, I've dressed my bed with rubies. Come, let's go and lay with ourselves. He said, that man has gone the way of death. These are not people that follow. They have created a system of iniquity and they service it. That's their way of life. And so because they have done that, they have edited God out of their lives. So there are people that are their own limitation. But if you want to run, you must learn the way of Paul. He said in 1 Corinthians 9:27, I beat my body. A generation that beat the body must rise. Job said, I have a covenant. I had a covenant with my eyes, not to look upon the virgin. Peter said in 1 Peter 4:1, he said, they that have suffered in the flesh have ceased from sinning. They've put their bodies to trainings, spiritual trainings, because of where they are going. They won't allow their appetites master them. Why do you think children never make progress? Everything gets their attention. They've not mastered their own appetites. A race was organized for a tortoise and a rat. The rat can run 10 times faster than the tortoise. But guess who won? Your guess is right. The tortoise had one focus: go forward. It was moving slow but steady. The rat will sprint here, sprint there, sprint there. That rat is running till today. Tortoise has finished race. The rat is still running. I told you, if you are in the wrong direction, speed is not an advantage. But if you are given to your emotions, you will waste your destiny. And that has become one powerful weapon in the hand of the devil. Most of us are like the madman of Gadara. The weapon of our destruction, the devil put it in our hand. We are the ones enjoying ourselves. Hey, 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 hey,